we are asking permission from our Shaykh to speak. Don't speak without permission. You may have knowledge, you may have power, but if you don't have permission to speak, don't speak. Because the one who speaks, he is responsible from speaking and from listening to what he speaks. You are just responsible to listen. We are Naqshbandi Osmanlis. Osmanli Naqshbandis, we are not trying to run to be forward. We always pull ourselves back. Don't be rushing to put yourself to be forward, because it is huge responsibility that is there. All sleeping. What can we do? We should not sleep, especially in holy days and holy months. If we do, then we're going to be sleeping for the rest of the year. We should watch, we should be awake. Yes, certain times in the holy days and holy nights, there's going to be more things that are circling around. More you have to hold yourself tight to watch, so that you're not going to be distracted. Just like it is in the Umrah, just like it is in the Hajj. No? What are you expecting? A nice, tranquil experience? No. Where Shaitan is going to go through? Shaitan is going to circle around bad people? They're already bad. Shaitan can leave them alone. He's going to go after the good people. He's going to go after the murids. He's going to go after the mu'mins. To see, they're sleeping a little bit, they're going to enter. If you cannot carry it, like I said, don't sit in front. Don't be in the front lines. Otherwise, it is going to be very heavy for you. Astaghfirullah alazim wa atubu ilayh. We are asking Allah for forgiveness, inshallah. We have to wake up in these holy nights. This is the celebration of the Mawlid al-Nabi, the Holy Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Sit down somewhere. It's enough. You're trying to do your whole work. Last minute, rushing. It is enough. Now we have to sit and we have to wait for what is coming. We are asking for permission. But like I said before, permission is only going to be given if you are ready. If you're still very busy and very distracted, nothing is going to give. This is a holy night that they are looking at us to see what is in our hearts, to see, are we in ghaflat, in heedlessness, or are we in awakening station? Because the station of a believer, he has to be awake. He cannot be sleeping. That's not a believer, because he looks with the nur of Allah. He looks with the light of Allah. Holy Prophet ﷺ saying, beware the vision of a believer, because he looks with the nur of Allah. The believer cannot be sleeping. The believer cannot be in heedless station, that just a little bit is going to go, just a little bit is going to go left, just a little bit is going to get distracted. So easy. It is the job of Shaitan to put waswasa in you. It is the job of your ego to always distract you. The dunya to always, that is their job. What is your job? Not to listen. Because at the same time, Allah is speaking to you. Your Lord is speaking to you. Your Creator is speaking to you. Why are you not listening? 24 hours He's speaking to you. You're not listening. Shaitan whisper one time, you go. The Prophet ﷺ is speaking to you. The awliya Allah, they are screaming at you, especially in the last days. They have to scream. Because when you see a child right at the window and is going to jump, you're not going to just sit and smile and say, I love you, my son, please come down. You have to get up and you have to scream and you say, stop. But people are sleeping. So what can we do? Like what Shaykh Maulana is saying, the awliya Allah, they are seeing mankind is on this big truck. And Shaitan is driving this truck and is driving it off the cliff into the fire. And the friends of Allah, the saints, the inheritors of the prophets, they are holding on to the hitch and they have a rope and they are holding back the truck from falling into the cliff of fire. But because the people on the truck, mankind, they're not looking to the awliya, they're looking to Shaitan. He's getting more power, pulling. Soon it will come when the awliya Allah, they're going to let go. They said either we're going to let go or we're going to be pulled into the fire too. Just as the first flood of Nuh alayhi salam, that the Holy Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, he prayed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and he's saying, Ya Rabbi, do not punish my nation like you punished the nation of Nuh. And Allah is saying, no, my beloved Prophet, I will not punish them by sending them a flood of water. They are going to invent a weapon by themselves and they are going to have a flood of fire by themselves. I'm not sending it. The whole world is preparing for that. Not one day, not 2 days, not 1 year, 2 years. For decades. Western world, Eastern world. Muslim world, number one, rushing. For what? What are all those technologies for? Everyone is rushing to belong to that nuclear club. Club of what? Club of Shaitan. Club of Dajjal, to destroy everything. Where are our heads? Where are our brains? Believer, he looks with the nur of Allah. And the Prophet ﷺ is saying, those who cheat and those who get cheated, they're not from us. So the responsibility is not just to say, well, it's not my fault. He cheat me. Shaitan cheat me. As a believer, your responsibility is not to get cheated. So the flood is coming. Disaster is going to come. As believers, how are we preparing ourselves? Building underground bunkers. Oh, those evil ones, they've built underground cities. Decades ago. You cannot catch up with them. So when the fire happens, where are you going to run to? Underground? In the skies? In the water? There's going to be fire everywhere. Where there is nur, nar cannot enter. Where there is light, the fire cannot enter. Tonight is a night celebrating the light, the birth of that light that came down here to this world. Sayyidina al-awwalil wal-akhirin, the master of the first and the last. The first that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created. The only thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created. That is kept hidden. And is sent in these times, and we belong to His nation. We belong to His ummah. Tonight, we are running to be under the protection of the light. But make sure that our hearts are able to get that. Make sure that in the association of light, we don't have darkness in our hearts. That time, if you have darkness in your heart, even in the association of light, fire is going to reach to you. Your heart has light because you love the Holy Prophet ﷺ, and you respect and love the awliya Allah. In the fire, you have light. It will not touch you. In the middle of the fire, it will not touch you. Just like our father Ibrahim ﷺ. He was thrown into the fire, and that fire became a rose garden. We are here trying to build it. But I don't think building that rose garden is going to be very easy with our heedlessness, with our laziness, with our ghaflat. No. Didn't you see what Ibrahim alayhi salam had to go through? Huh? What did he do? Today's people, today's believers, if something happens to them, first thing they say, what did I do to deserve this? They're not looking to their prophets. What did their prophets do to deserve everything that they had? Every prophet had such hard lives that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tested them with. We're saying we're following those prophets, and yet small things that's happening to us here and there, it's enough to shake our faith. Where is our faith then? Look at what Ibrahim alayhi salam had to go through. Asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for zuriyat, for a son to continue. To continue for what? Like us, just to have a son to show off. Just for a son to have the wealth to be passed on. Trying to build a dynasty. What was Ibrahim alayhi salam? Why he was praying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for a son? Because he was the only friend of Allah on earth. And if he passes without a son, there's no friend of Allah here on earth. There's no one to remember him. He is worried about that. That is why he asked. Not because his mother is bugging him, father bugging him, friends saying, when are you going to have a child? He was asking Allah. And Allah sent him a child. Then Allah says, sacrifice that child. You understanding? Put yourself in that situation. These are not stories, these are real. He was past his age. And Allah gave him a son. The firstborn, Ismail alayhi salam. Through his wife, Hazrati Hajar, who was a princess and was captured and became a servant. That time, Hazrati Ibrahim had the first wife, Hazrati Sarah. The first son, the firstborn, Hazrati Ismail alayhi salam. He asked for a son was given to him. And at the age, Allah saying around 7 years old, when at the age of 7, your son will start shadowing you. Everything you do, they do. You sit like that, they sit like that. That is the bond and the attachment that is very pure at that time, never is going to come again. And Allah says, sacrifice Ismail. And he took his son. And he brought a rope, and he brought knife, and he walked. And his son followed. And he tied his son. And his son is asking him, is Allah asking you to do this? And his father said, yes, my son. He says, then I'm willing. And he took the knife and he pulled the knife. But the knife did not cut. Put yourself in that situation. How your faith is tested, and you actually put the knife and you pulled, but the knife didn't cut. How his heart started to then split and cut and divide. He took the knife and he pulled it again. 70 times he tried it, and every time his heart broke. Until he could not stand it any longer, he just took it and he threw it, and the knife landed on a rock and it split that rock because the knife was so sharp. What Ibrahim alayhi salam had to go through to have that garden of paradise in the fire. After that happened, the ram came, they cut the ram. And this is the son that he wanted to continue his lineage, to continue to remember Allah. And right before all of that happened, Allah says, send your wife and send your kid to the desert, middle of the desert, leave them there and come back. What Ibrahim alayhi salam had to go through. to have that garden. We're his millet. Hasbinallah wa ni'mal wakil. This is the prayer of our father Ibrahim alayhi salam. Hasbinallah wa ni'mal wakil. There is a prayer that is over 4,000 years old. The meaning in Arabic, Hasbinallah wa ni'mal wakil, the meaning, Allah, He is enough for me. When the angels came, when he was thrown from the air into the fire, and the angel said, shall we put out this fire for you, Ya Ibrahim? They were crying to Allah, begging Allah to stop. They said, if you destroy this one, there's no other friend that's going to remember you. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to the angels, go and ask him if he needs your help. They asked him, and he said, is my Lord not watching this? They said, yes, my Lord is enough for me. The trust that we have, that we must have. And in a night like this, we should sit somewhere and try to think. We who are complaining over every little thing that is happening in our lives, what have we done for the sake of Allah? What have we sacrificed? What have we given up for the sake of Allah that is given to us, and we give it back to Him? These are not stories. These are real experiences that whether you believe or not, it is still happening today. You're just not seeing it. It's happening right now. Fathers, they're losing their sons. Sons, they're losing their fathers. Yes, we are celebrating the birth of the Prophet ﷺ. The light must come and the fire must be put down. We have to make sure that we are not Ahli Nar, we are Ahli Nur. That we are not the people of fire, we are the people of light. We have to check ourselves. What is it in our hearts? What is in our daily lives? What is our aim? What are our intentions? Is it leading back to Allah and His Prophet for light? You're okay. It is for the dunya and for our ego, it's going to bring you to the fire. And are we understanding that what is happening around in this world right now, the world is burning? If you think, no, it's not burning, look at us. We're in a nice place. We're living in a bubble. It hasn't reached here yet. Awliya Allah, they are warning this nation, the most wasteful nation on the face of this earth, this nation. If we don't stop wasting, if we don't learn how to share, hunger is going to reach to us. May Allah not test us with hunger, because we cannot stand that test. None of us can. That's why in Islam it is important to fast, to taste it a little bit, to understand. We are very weak. Don't test Allah. But if we are wasting ourselves, not even knowing how to value and not knowing how to share, when the time comes, it's too late. We don't know how to share. We don't know how to value. It will be disaster for us. We are knowing how to share. We are putting value to what we have. We are not wasting. Like what Islam is saying, what is enough for one is enough for two. What is enough for two, it is enough for three. In every holy day and holy night, what do? You cook and you share. You cook and you sit down and you share food. People will sit and they will eat to share. If we are not practicing this now, in the future it's going to be a very big problem for us. Because even what we have, it is going to bring disaster for us because there's no blessing with it. Whatever that we have, it does not belong to us. It is a trust that is given to us. This earth, it is a trust. This land, it is a trust. Our children, it is a trust. They don't belong to us. Our wealth, it is a trust. Our lives, it is a trust. It doesn't belong to us. But it looks like 21st century mankind, they have lost their compass completely. And they're making the most precious of Allah's creation, which is mankind, Hazrati Insan. They are destroying them and cutting them like animals. 21st century mankind. Mankind? No. Man, very cruel. Not 21st century civilization, 21st century barbarism. We have the highest technology, but we've lost our humanity. We should get it back. And tonight, a night like this, we should start to think about our humanity. Not to be tricked by this dunya, and not to be tricked by the show and the glitter of this season too. To take the teachings of the Holy Prophet ﷺ and to put it in our lives. May Allah forgive me. May Allah send our Shaykh soon. May Allah make us to become sincere ones. For the sake of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, Sultan al-Awliya and Sa'id al-Sayf. Al-Fatiha. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Oh, any questions anyone has?